New house, new office. This is the heavenly tea. I know I haven't been here for a long time, 3 months. But I'm going to be starting a new show, a new live show with a friend of mine. My two psychic friends, I have more psychic friends, but they're specifically occupied in that region, Yvette in New Zealand, and Matthew in Germany, who's actually American, a good friend of mine. We're going to be doing a show investigating things, remote viewing, healing, talking cosmologically, because it's all about what can we do to change things going on this planet. As we know, we are in an extraordinary place of the opening of the new flower. However, today I felt we are not as far as we should be. I felt we are being held back deliberately. We knew we were going to be in a huge battle. We knew the storm was there. We knew that, obviously. Those who don't want to change are going to try their best. But I know they've enlisted some other dark helpers. It felt very Hydra-mäßig. I'm thinking German at the moment. I just came back from a week with my family. Hydra. Think of the Matrix. Think of those swarming creatures. Think of the ancient AI that has been in this galaxy for a long time. Cosmos, I wanted to say, actually. And the Anunnaki are using the AI, and they actually don't have a very good friendship with them, but because they're worried about losing their grip, because the human expansion is, despite all of the archaic, crushing, soul-crushing systems which are in full operation, you cannot move, you cannot breathe without encountering another soul-crushing system, and it's mostly because everything is being controlled online. But they have now teamed up with some very disgusting ancient AI to just use that to keep this prison going. The Saturnian matrix cube, the box, remember? Everything that has a big black box. I can think of a few things are designed to keep us captive, and so that people forget that they are infinite, that they are loved by the infinite, that they are of infinite source. So tonight I'm going to go and talk to some friends of mine who I haven't spoken to for a while. I did a lovely chat with the great sun beings, a little bit with Earth Amma. Elfie was watching. If any of you know my channel and me, you'll know some of those characters. Tonight I'm going to talk to these two beings who are part of our galactic inheritance, our galactic alliance, that are busy moving around the planet, doing their monitoring, mostly monitoring in fact, but they are interesting. They have access to other information. They're also older than I am in this body, so they live longer and they have a different time span of things. So you just call them Pleiadian. That's probably the easiest way to categorize them. So if you remember, some of you, there's Thorial, who is he happens to be the commander, and Hera, who I really enjoy talking with too. She's a corporal, and they are affiliated with each other. They work together. There are many others, but those two are the ones I've had contact with. And I'm going to go and talk about this situation that I've just outlined. So here we go. I close my eyes. For those of you who don't know, I am Dr. Isabel M.A. This is activating our human potential. We have to remember that. Through the full soul. So I call in my full soul presence. I command Prime Creation. I command Prime Creator. Bring me into contact, into full awareness of my full soul. Past, present, future. Visiting, touching into this body, into this mind. That I have access into my full soul presence. And some of that is very large. Some of it is small. Many myriad lifetimes. Past, present, future, and parallel sometimes. And I command my spirit to speak with clarity, with joy, joyfulness, power. There's so much power in joy. To my friends, yes, hello, Thorial, hello, Hera. I would like to converse with you and discuss the topic. Has there been a renewed tightening of the human sphere? Are we in delayed situation? Are there delayed tactics being used upon us? And has our evolution, our expansion, been delayed? And if so, let us talk about what can be done. I command this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now. We are seeing a network. We are seeing a loosening, and this noose keeps being swung. Remember, the systems, once they come to play with the computers, with the regulations, are very hard to move once they're there. They were clever. They set them in motion. Remember, they've had 125 years to get this particular wave perfected. They understood the building blocks of how to get you in line, energetically, electronically, connected. Every level: human, water, energy, food, desires, communication, education, every single thing boxed into something. And you know, every time you're given a security alert, it's actually the opposite. It means they have another strand into your system hooked in. All the hooks are in place. The hooks are in place by the AI system so far that the humans are running out of ability to control them. They have their own momentum. We have two big strands of great momentous movement, which are negative, negatively polarized. There is the crushing, controlling constriction of these different regulatory boards of AI, all the little communications you have to do on your everyday, which are passcode, be monitored, put your new password in, use another verification system, again and again and again. There's that. All of your information being used by AI, stirring the pot, examining every single aspect of our lives. And then we have the other thing, this takeover, this washing out of what is left of our human soul and freedom by some real aggressors, which are completely non-human, which are the inverted humans. They are no longer human. The soul forfeit has been made a long time ago. It's a controlled hive mind mass immigration worldwide. Where is it coming from? Interesting question. We don't see empty countries. It is spilling through and over everywhere. So we have that. We have also, of course, this last line of corruption, the corrupt politicians still steering things. And we have, here I come to save the day. Yes, the white hats, busy, working, many layered. And we are the white hats, we who care, we who are aware. We are part of this, white hats, on many levels. We up in space, we are monitoring, we are looking, we are passing information, we are assessing and analysing. Humans with AI, different system to what you're using. So Thorial Hera, nice introduction, Thorial, thank you. What I'm asking to do is understanding this, the communicative possibilities of working with spirit, with pure creative presence, love force, power, aligned energy. What can we do with our mind perception to push them back, to give us breathing space to evolve again, to expand again, so that we have stability, we have power, we have endurance, perseverance, we have perception. Many are giving up and crying wolf because they lack that implanting into the very natural resources of spirit, the very beautiful earth herself, the Amma, the Sophia, many names for her, Gaia. I love the Amma she gave me, a beautiful word. Plugging into her network, not the matrix, the pure essence of the life forces, and its many layers, all of the elemental life forces which she has within her body, and then plugging in, not remembering, reconfiguring, weaving in again the strands of our full soul presence, big, small, going beyond any limitations of what is a human being. Remember, the Christ essence was blowing that out of the universe, out of the sphere of control, saying, you can do this, you can be this, you are this, if you are in integrity with this thing called love. honor, respect, truth. They're all aspects of this creative force potential, which I have to just give the name love. Think of a woman creating a baby in her body. She has, hopefully, the input of love from her husband, his seed, hers, together, and then this energetic renewal. The vortex of energy expansion for a pregnant woman is phenomenal. Way beyond. I used to draw those pictures of how that happens, the vortexual entry points of soul energy to create the body and to enable the soul to rest and nest and then expand into this world. That's just one example. There are many others. The healers of this world, there are many. Most of them keep quiet. They're not big and brash. They just do their beautiful work. And so here we are, doing our beautiful work. I command my spirit. I command prime creation. I command prime creator. Give me inspiration as to how we can overcome these extra restrictions, how we can do something to push open, throw off some of these restrictions. There are plenty of examples. My darling friend Stephanie Butler, in her example of exploration, she saw a shutdown electronically of things. When you have that, there's a breathing space. So that's a possibility, a shutdown electronically. It's about as dire as the banks closing, because everything would come to a standstill. So that's good for us, those of us who have vegetables growing outside, or who do not need a power plant of electricity. If we can somehow survive, that's very hard to do. So we need to find softer, kinder ways too, rather than a shutdown. The point being, we have accepted being folded like origami, smaller and smaller and smaller. I have done so many videos on this. We didn't really know what else to do. It was the way to get our money. It was the way to do this, to do this, to do this. Each time new hoops to jump through. And there is one way, is stop, no, silence, choose differently. But if every system is gatekeepered by these closing systems, what do? We have to bring in a new program, like a melody, a piece of music into a silent room, a new frequency. You know when you turn music on and suddenly the world becomes alive in a different way? Of course, sound changes things. Sound is frequency in a form that we can perceive through our ears. There's plenty of frequency. Let's just turn something on. I command prime creation. I command prime creator. Let's just up the frequency of the human world, the human heart, the human soul. With it, the earth, like I did last week, we gave the beautiful sun beings, gave the earth another package of energy to just shift up. Let's just shift that. Now, when you do that, you turn the music on in the room. There is also a dysfunction that happens with the dust in the room. It moves with the sound. The dust is this compressing stuff in all of our computer systems, in all of our administrative systems, the rules, the laws, using money as the chain. Bring in new music. I command prime creation. I command prime creator. They may have up their game with more restriction. Let us up our game with more joyful waves of this love force, joyful waves of the stuff we call the Christ energy, joyful waves of the breathing, joyful expansion of the earth. She breathes, we do too, just we don't see her body, just like our cells don't see us. They belong to us. They are their own little beings, each cell in our body. But they don't understand the whole being. They feel us in that we feel the earth. And we can feel many big, big beings this way. So here I am, one little human with a big soul and a love of greatness, great souls, great companions, big souls. And I say here, prime creation, that power of endless fuel, endless, infinite creativity. Let's just bring in a new wave. Let's just shift. There is an inevitability in the movements of the spheres. And remember, there is also, it's not chance, probability of difference, of shift. The wind on our planet, yes, okay, much of it is controlled. However, the pattern of the wind, there is still natural changes, and that is formed out of the free will of all of the elements that work with it. In the same way, the patterning of the position of the earth in the cosmos is a result of the free will of every single element in the cosmos. What if our shift were just, chess move? We've been sitting in the negative pool for really quite a long time, and they've upped the ante, they've added the oil slicks, they've poured all this disgusting oppression all over us, all over the news, all over everyone's emotional bodies. Fear, 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 ramping it up. Ooh. The restriction of not being able to drive because your fuel costs too much. Well, that's just one too many, isn't it? We had the restrictions of breathing, and you must get one of those in order to allow yourself to breathe again. Although many of us never wore one of those things in the first place, same thing. No, we just change the checkerboard. Yeah, new energy, come in. Yeah. Just be with me here. You've watched me so far. Feel the inevitability. Remember? Inevitable. I think that's the Matrix talking. We call through, I call through. I call all of my friends of enormous and small stature. All of us in one unified electrical field. The earth herself. The sun. The very neighboring planets, not all of them are positively aligned, but almost all of them are. The far stars, beings themselves. The elementals, pulsing and moving around and with our planet. All of us together who are of love force, of creativity, of positivity. Let's just feel it more. Let's fill up more. Source, prime creation, prime creator, fill us all more. Turn the light bulb up. Turn it to golden. Turn it to golden. Turn it to good. More. Because those dark arts have really done all they could. Oh yes, they think they have us nailed and buttoned up. But actually they're at the end of their tether. They've put every single thing in a system. They think that's going to do it. It's not. It's going to burst. Their dam will burst. Remember that. A tree keeps growing. All it needs is the light of the sun and some water to its roots to be in the soil. You can't stop it. You could chop it down. That's what they've tried to do. Which is growing the love force. Let's just accelerate it more. All of us who have awareness and love and good and receptivity for this. All of us, just every animal, that means every rock, every plant, every tree, everything natural. And those of us with our souls still awake and natural, more of us. Let's just add more. Let's allow more. Let's just let a whole lot more power of love in. Ha! Let's just change this. I must put up something I did several months ago, which I've mentioned in the last one. I will. Somehow, maybe tonight, I'll edit it and put it up. Because it was about the chessboard disappearing. No more chessboard. No. A brand new territory. No more chess games. No more dark against white. No more limitation. No, let's just remove the chessboard. Let us let natural creative power come through. Wash away the restrictions. Eventually we will choose what things we want. Right now we're saying, okay, let's have security lockdowns because that seems to make me feel safer because there's a lot of bad out. When you get rid of the bad, you don't need the security systems. Many worlds have been taken over by bad because they were unprepared. I've heard that from my friend Oksana Buchanan over and over again. But if you are strong, if you maintain warriorship as a natural stance, you're on the alert. You have your defenses. You don't need to barricade yourself in your castle every day. But you do know where your tools are. You do know where your weapons are. You do know where safety can be reached and how to defend and how even to attack should it be needed. But you don't live in fear. And we have lived in fear and need for so very long. But when we allow more force, it's different. I'm going to end this now. I still have a bit of a chest infection from traveling across to Europe and back, and the times and delays and staying up all night and various things. So I'm going to look after my body and let this energy come through me too. More. More. My hands are buzzing. See? True spirit needs to breathe fully. Interesting, isn't it? When you have a chest infection, that's the restriction, the breath. The breath is the bliss. It's true. The breath enables the bliss and the perception and the expansion. And so with that, just hold that idea, that possibility. Prime creation, prime creator. This is greater than any God. This is the big God. This is the everything God. This is the creation nexus. This is that which pours. We welcome. We invite. We encourage. We are the receptacles for much more of this. An extra gear or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 into this world. And do this every day. Just, okay, watch the news if you want to. Not the real news, the alternative news, yeah? So-called real news. Watch a few people, yeah. But then do this. Remember you are not your little job, not your little box, not your little pigeonhole, not your little restrictive processes on the computers. Oh no. You are the one that expands in delight at a stranger. You are the one whose heart and body moves into ecstasy at the thought of the man you love. It's true, that's me. I love you. Watch this. And my children and my grandchildren and people around me. This is who we are. We are big, expansive, beautiful beings. Bigger than the trees. Bigger than the clouds. We're big. Just live in little bodies. Okay. Simple message maybe. Cute. The little lady in red today. So, activating our human potential. I am Dr. Isabel M.A. And for you, Charlie, who like to watch my videos, this is good. Let it blow your mind. Yeah. Bye-bye.